Cast, the podcast giving you the stories and insights of the monster truck world you won't find anywhere else. And now, giggity, 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 your hosts Cameron Miguez and Mason Paul.
Well, look who decided to show up to work today.
Dude, I can't believe you found the recording of that song I did in 2012.
I did some deep searching, but I was glad to make it happen. I couldn't translate it exactly. I couldn't put I couldn't do the whole karaoke version, but at least got the audio going.
Yeah, when I recorded that, I was living in Japan. I lived right outside of Ding Dong Jingalong, and recorded that. It was a good time. It was amazing.
Sounded good.
So, yes, asshole, I decided to show up to work tonight. So, sorry. I had things going on. I'm a busy guy, Mason. I'm a busy guy.
I've known that. Just glad you can make it.
Well, I actually just got done playing top golf with my son Nick, my daughter Megan, my daughter-in-law Kristen, and the world-famous Buddy Tompkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Got my ass handed to me. Apparently, I've learned something. If you know how to play golf, and you know, and I'm not a golfer per se, but I play a lot, and I know everybody on here, well, I can't do the ball. Well, I play, okay, so shut up. And so I play, and I'm okay. You know, I get around the golf course. If you play golf and know how to play on a golf course, and you've done it a lot of times, you cannot go play top golf with people that don't know how to play golf because they will kick your ass every time. So, yeah. Anyway. So, show's coming up this weekend. Like I said, the reason I was able to hang out with Nick and Kristen and Buddy is they're in Chickasha, Oklahoma this weekend for Summer Nationals. They got Jimmy Cretan's trucks down there. Like I said, Buddy's driving Raising Cane. They have another truck, and I can't remember what it is, but it's probably got big tires.
I'm pretty sure it's Buckshot and Brandon Budd.
I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. But possibly. It could be. I don't know. But also this weekend, we have another Two Extreme show, Clarksville, Tennessee, that I'll be at, which I'm pretty excited about because we got Austin and Tyler, which Mason Paul just had on the podcast Monday night. It's a fantastic interview. I'm surprised he let me come back since we worked everything out. But we're also going to have Rick Steffens and Sampson and Roger. I'm going to screw up his last name. I think it's Gauger and USA One. I'm pretty excited to announce for USA One. That'll be cool. Never thought I'd get to do that in my life. And I get to announce co-side Miss Kay Young, who we had on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm moving right up there. Dude, pretty soon I'll be co-hosting Wheel of Fortune with Pat Sajak, the way my career is just blowing up right now.
I can't wait. That's one of those ones I will record on a VCR, put on a VHS, and put it away and never watch it.
Put it on old beta tape and save it till it's worse. So, anyway, Tool Bag, you know of any other shows going on this weekend?
I know in Burley, Idaho, we're going to be having Ron Dunk and Maverick Monster Tracker, Rockwell Wed, Wally Turner and Sniper, and Mike Christensen. They're going to be out there that weekend on the 15th. We're also going to be having in Coos Bay, Oregon, Cali Kid, Identity Theft, Powerhouse, Spitfire, and Rockstar. And
no pain gang.
Yep. That's all I know at the moment, though. Those extra two.
What else you got going on? Have you done anything? Have you even left your room in like weeks?
No, I've been kind of sitting in my room, in my control room, if you will. Kind of like that one fat person from the Blade movie. I'm just looking at 10 different screens, having different things going on. I've been investing in cryptocurrency, stuff like that, but it's been pretty fun.
That's a lot of boobs.
Oh, yeah. 10 screens. See a lot.
That's 20 boobs.
Oh, yeah. It's fast math.
All right. Well, I say we get to the show. We got a big time guest on, superstar, world renowned. Oh wait, that was his dad. All right. Well, we got his son on, Mr. Colt Stevens.
How are we today, Colt?
What's up, y'all? Man, that's an awesome video.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to steal that from you.
1995. You can have it. Shit for free over here, dude. We're trying to just get by.
Yeah, I understand that.
So-
That seems like everybody right now. Everybody's trying to get by in this mess going on.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, how's life in old Houston at Texas Truck Works?
And it's going good, staying busy. My dad's got me running crazy, getting everything done, and staying busy, man. I opened up my own business here, so COVID has actually been kind of good to me. It slowed me down a little bit. Got a lot of doors that have opened up here recently, so I can't complain.
Oh, so did you finally get that ant farm up and going?
I did. I'm up to like 300 ants now. They've been tunneling for a while, so we're getting close to the goal. I hope close. They're little workers, man. They get after it.
Oh, so you said you got your own business going. What are you doing?
I got a plasma cutter here recently, so table. So I've been cutting some brackets, some art stuff, just fabbing up some stuff, some fab stuff on the side. Trying to take a little bit of what I do at Texas Truck Works and branch out, make it a little bit bigger and stuff like that. So it's been going good so far. Staying way busy and keeping that thing running. So it's awesome.
So is that like a new end goal for you? Or are you trying to get into where you move into maybe full time doing fabrication, custom stuff like that?
Yeah, I really like building stuff. We do a lot of bolt-on stuff at Texas Truck Works, and recently we have been doing a lot more. Like I just recently built a frame and full-on builds, and I really like the way that's going. I really like building stuff with my hands, and I think that this table is just going to allow me to get further and further into what I want to do and actually build stuff from the ground up. Everything built 100% by me. I really like it. I really enjoy it.
Now, can we ask, what was this a frame for? Is this a rock crawler or?
Rock crawler. We stay away from the mud. Our Jeeps, mostly Jeeps right now. It was an old CJ. We stretched it. We put full 4-link, Dana 60s all the way around, running 40-inch tires. Full rock crawlers. Put 3-inch King coilovers all the way around it. And big time in the motor swaps right now. LS's, Hemis, all those kind of things. And it's just those little 6-bangers don't do enough on those Jeeps. So everybody's coming in, putting V8s in them. So it's really been great for us.
Good. Well, let's get into the monster truck side a little bit before we get into, what you're doing now. And if you don't mind, let's talk about your dad a little bit. If everybody knows, your dad was the original owner of King Crunch. Now he sold it and David Smith took it over. When he got rid of when he was running King Crunch, were you around then or were you born yet?
Oh yeah, I was born. I think my dad first truck was like 79 or something like that. I was born in 87, so I was a little bit later. But I was going to Monster Jam since I was 2 days old, I think, is the first one my mom said we went to. And I mean, that was back before we had semis and stuff. We were hauling around on a flatbed. Of course, I don't remember much. He had a old cab over. And yeah, we went all the way until I was about, I would say it was 2001 whenever he sold it. Just about the time whenever I was coming around and getting my driver's license and stuff like that and getting close to ready. Unfortunately, we had to get rid of it. So yeah, it was a big part of my life. It was a lot different back then. It was a whole family deal. My aunt, my uncle, my grandfather, my granny, everybody was really involved. And the cool thing is actually my cousin Dylan has King Crunch now. So it's still in the family. We got it back from David, and that has been just phenomenal. And I'm super excited to have it back in the family again.
Well, so now when you came of age and got to be around the 18, 19-year-old mark and old enough to drive and stuff like that, I mean, did you and Dad ever contemplate building another truck of your own and bringing it back, or was it always the goal of trying to go to Feld?
Well, no. So honestly, growing up, Monster Jam, my dad had it so hard. You know how it is. Independent life is just so difficult for a guy to get up and down the road every weekend. Growing up, we were 100% motocross. That's what we thought I was going to do. But unfortunately, I've always been a big guy. So we pushed, turned pro, did everything I could around 18. And that's kind of like when we hit the pinnacle of like, okay, we got to find something that we can get into a cage. We're not going to make it racing motocross like we thought we could, because it's just such a hard sport to be so fast. There's so many competitive people out there. So at that time, we were like, we need to find a cage. We started racing some rhinos, started talking to Monster Jam as much as we could. At the time, they weren't really hiring very many people, but I just never quit. You know, I knew that's what I wanted to do. It's the only thing that's a cross. I love jumping and motocross, but I needed to be in a cage. And it's the only thing that I could kind of get that fix and still be inside of a cage and not just being going around in circles and stuff like that. I get bored really easy with that kind of stuff. So I was like, man, this is really what I want to do. I really want to do this. And we pushed and pushed. And actually, I kind of gave up on it. I mean, I still was just anybody I could talk to, anybody I could get involved with. I was still doing that. But I went offshore for a little bit. I was trying to make money, trying to figure out if that's something we could do to get our own truck. And about actually, I would say 22, because I started driving for the company and when I turned 23. So about 22, me and my dad were really, we were getting some sponsors together. We're like, okay, let's do this. It doesn't seem like we're going to get a ride with Feld like we were wanting to. So let's just build a truck. Let's go down the road. Let's do it. And it's crazy how things work. I actually got a phone call within weeks of us almost signing the papers on starting to get everything going. So it kind of was going both ways, but I just kind of everything fell into line, and that's a testament right there. Like, don't give up. Like, if you've got something you want to do, just keep doing it, because you never know when it's going to happen. Just whenever you think it's not going to happen and it's all over, that's when you're going to get the phone call and say, hey, you want to come test? You want to try this out? How do you feel about this? You know, and that's exactly what happened. And that's a testament for sure. Hey, y'all need a rooster?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I got enough cows around my place. I don't need anything else.
This sucker is attacking me. Get out of here. Get on.
Now, are we allowed to talk about one of the first trucks you drove at Feld? I mean, are we allowed to reveal that now? I mean,
man, that's a touchy subject. That's a touchy subject. You got to be careful with that. But a lot of people know now. I think they figured it out.
Well, you took the helmet off on camera, so I guess we can talk about.
I hate that picture.
Because that's where you started, was in Doomsday.
That's right. So
you started in Doomsday.
Yeah. So I showed up and I was like, man, I don't even know. And then they put me in a truck where nobody knows. So even the drivers, I wish I could go back to that and do it a little bit different now that I know what I know. But at that time, you know, I was so new. I just wanted to meet everybody and I wanted to be a part of it. But I was so secretive. You know, I actually had my own hotel room. I had my own locker room. Very first show, nobody knew who I was. It was really funny to watch even the people that worked at the company try and figure out who I was and what I was doing and who the driver was. So that was awesome. It really was.
Because I think I was there for one of your first shows.
Did I roll over?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember, but I remember me and you meeting, and I knew who you were, but we met and talked in a locker room. And
Right.
I mean, my first impression was, God, this kid's as nice as his dad, and I always thought that was just amazing that happened. But you
Nice.
took it in such stride. I mean, you took it in, like I said, you got to come into the company, but you had no identity essentially. I mean, was that hard for the first year, like I said, or was it kind of cool, making people guess?
So it was a win-lose situation, honestly. It was awesome because, I got to come in with no stress. I didn't have to do the 5-hour pit parties and stuff like that, as great as it is. But at the same time, that is a big thing that drives you. That's seeing you guys and the fans at the pit party. It pushes me harder than if I don't. So that was something I was really missing. And I felt like I was kind of skipping out on the fans, and I didn't like that part of it. Even though I was nobody, I used to walk. I actually was on the floor during pit party 99% of the time, just nobody knew who I was. So I'd walk around, people would be looking at the truck, and I'd be standing right behind them. And when they're taking a picture, oh, where's the driver? Where's the driver? And I just wanted to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, man, it's me. But, I've seen kids, upset about neating them and stuff. And that really upset me. And I really wanted to be in front of them. So it was a catch-22 kind of deal. It was great because I didn't have to go. At the time, we were still signing post-show autographs. We weren't doing
Right.
that was the last year, I believe, that we did post-show autographs. So all the other drivers and stuff were going to do this. And then I'm kind of just like, I'm at the hotel room, not because I wanted to be, but just I had to, it was just the persona. So it was definitely a catch-22 for me. And especially whenever I did win, I can remember the first time I won. I was in New Orleans. I won racing, and I literally hit the end of the race lane, and I stopped, and I radioed my crew chief, and I said, "What do I do now? Like what do we do?" And he said, pull in the back. So I was like, all right. So it had its ups for sure, but it wasn't all positive. A lot of drivers like, you're the luckiest guy, you're the new guy, you got this. But at the time, I didn't think it was that lucky. I wanted to be just like them. I wanted to be, out in front of everybody saying, hey. So whenever I got to come out in St. Louis, even though I absolutely hate that picture because I botched that backflip so bad, and I'm telling you, so bad, and it rung my bell. And I got out of that truck and I was like, oh, I'm Colt Stevens. I could barely even remember my name at the time, but it was awesome.
Well, I know back to the Doomsday thing real quick. An experienced driver that got to do it at the World Finals was ecstatic that he did not have to do the 3-day pit party. He was like, yeah, I'm showing up got a half hour starts.
I know that guy. He lives down the street from me, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I know exactly who that is. So actually,
Yeah.
I modeled my business kind of after him. I really, he helps me. Pablo Huffaker's who we were talking about, and he's really been a great mentor to me. He actually started with my dad, so Pablo is one great fella, and he has taken so much time with me in my new fab business and stuff like that, trying to take off. And he's been helping me with all this computer junk because I am computer illiterate. You give me a welder or a wrench and a hammer, I'll get some stuff done. You put a computer in front of me, and I'm going to put that hammer right through that sucker.
Well, my brother, he bought a plasma table too, and it was Travis Mallory and his son Tyler that got it all set up. Darren's like, yeah, no. Now, Darren can do it now because they've all taught him a little bit, but if it gets down to fancy stuff and it's got to be designed, better let Tyler take care of it or it's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning process. I've learned a lot, and I really enjoy it. I mean, I didn't, hindsight, I'm 32 years old, but if I know what I know now, I wish I would have went to engineering school because I really actually enjoy drawing that stuff and seeing something come from a piece of paper or a computer, and then watching it get cut out on a machine and then weld it together and make something cool out of it. I mean, that really drives me to do a good job for sure.
That's what I wish I had better eyesight so I could do that shit too, but that's not going to happen. So, but well, let's move on a little bit. So you leave the Doomsday and you finally get to start. You follow Frank Kremel into FS1. I mean, that now you went from nobody knowing who you are to now you are in a big time TV network sponsored truck that the light shine, the limelight's shining on. I mean, that's quite a jump there.
Wow. Yeah. Like 2017, and I'll never forget it because I truly still believe 2017 was my year. Like I had a heck of a tour. My tour was, Todd LeDuc, Adam Anderson, Neil Elliott. It was a heck of a tour. And you know what? We gave them a run for their money every single weekend. I mean, we pushed them and pushed them. I absolutely think that was my best year. I got to drive all season. I love the truck. I'm a big Blue fan. The robot was awesome. FS1. And it came from my buddy Frank. So a little background on me and Frank is Frank used to come down and hang out with my dad in the summer when he was 16, 17, 18 years old. He would come stay in my bedroom. He would go on the road with my dad. So being able to kind of
I knew
follow
he was a
his
creep.
footsteps. Yeah, yeah. So I followed in his footsteps, talked to him, got to take over the ride. It kind of sucks that I got to take a brother of mine's ride, but at the same time, it was nice that I could move and fill his shoes. And that 2017 year in FS1 was hands down, I think personally, my best year. Love the truck. Truck worked so great all year. It was really awesome, man. It was a fun time. All the people were great. And I actually got to compete. That's the one time I did the Young Guns, but that's the one time in my career that I actually got to participate in the World Finals. And I think I've had plenty of performances and finishes the other years to compete, but that was the one year that I got in, and it was just hands down FS1. I think was the pinnacle of my career so far.
Well, so now we move past that, and you step
Yep.
into the diesel deal.
Well, you got to forget I had the zombie there because we had
that's right.
we were waiting on the diesel. Yeah, so we thought the diesel was going to make it, but we kept having troubles getting the turbo supercharger to work. So we were trying super hard to get the two turbos, super turbo is what we call it. It's a supercharger and a turbo, but we just couldn't get it meshed right. So we had a spot for a truck, but no truck. And so they decided, well, hey, let's throw them in zombie. So that was a good year too. I love that truck. That was a lot of fun. It wasn't quite, it was kind of weird for me because I still had the beard. I grew the beard and everything for the Brodozer. And I was like, this is kind of the in-between truck. I'm not really supposed to be in this truck. It's just kind of a filler truck. And I enjoyed the heck out of the fans for Zombie are just phenomenal. Like Bari, I'm jealous of him because of that, because he has created such a great fan following for that truck that I could go out and put on the worst performance ever, and the kids and the families are still going to love me. So that's one thing that I loved about that truck. But it was kind of an in-between for me. I didn't feel like this is Bari's truck and Sean's truck. I didn't feel like it was mine. I just felt like it was a body, if that makes sense, as much as I hate to say it. So, that year was a little bit different, a little strange. And then finally we did come out with the Brodozer, like you said, and that's been great.
But like you said, there you got to run full seasons. Now you come over to the Brodozer deal, and it's cool. You get to hang out with a celebrity guy from TV or whatever, but now you don't have that full-time ride anymore. How bad is that kind of, or is it worth it being in what you're in?
I love the diesel truck. The diesel truck, I think if we could do a little bit more tweaking, it could be the truck of the future, 100%. It is one fantastic truck. It runs so good when it runs good. It's a lot of fun to drive. But you're right. That is a big that's a big hit on me. I like to drive. I love driving Monster Jam trucks, and that's what I got into the sport for. And
did we lose you?
Yeah, I think we
totally get it. I totally understand. For them. Oh, you got me?
Yep, there you are.
Yeah, so got you
now.
The diesel truck has been great, and I really love every aspect of the diesel truck, and I do think it's going to be a truck of the future. But yeah, you're right, 100%. Sitting out as many shows as I had to sit out does suck, but it is their truck. The Diesel Brothers have worked really hard to get where they are, and me having to do that, I always kind of just figured it was part of it. I'm still just a normal guy just trying to make it, and if that's what they needed me to do, then that's fine. And it's been great mentoring them, going and kind of showing them what we need to do. Because honestly, I would go out and figure out what the truck kind of needed
Hey,
and I
Colt, are you moving around?
hand him the keys, and the truck would be kind of dialed in. So obviously, kind of saw what happened. I wasn't there dialing the truck in for him. He got spanked. So yeah, a little bit. You still have me?
Yeah, you're moving around. We're losing you a little bit.
Is that any better?
There you go.
There we go.
Well,
How about now?
so
Sorry,
that
I connected to the internet.
you plugged into the tower.
Yeah, I got it now. There we go. Is that better?
There you go.
There we go. Yep.
So that kind of leads me to my next question. I mean, you got these two guys that are TV guys. And they're both nice guys. Met them both, talked to them both. They're both cool guys. But how are they as far as? I mean, I actually got to be on tour with you this year, so I got to see it firsthand. But talk about how were they as far as like to criticism? You know, if you said, "Hey, you know, that was kind of a dumb jump. You got to hit it like this," or if you want to race, you got to make your turns. I mean, how receptive were they to like you and like this year, Heavy D had, or I'm sorry, not Heavy D, Diesel Dave had Cam McQueen, who we all know is an amazing driver behind him. How receptive were they to criticism, or not even criticism, but advice from you guys?
You know, they were, I think we kind of explained everything as best we could for them. They kind of came in, guns a-blazing. The thing about them is they didn't have the time that I did. Like as most drivers coming into the industry, we slowly, peak our game a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Them being the background that they are with the TV and superstars, they knew they had to come out guns blazing. So they kind of had to come out and learn the hard way, where everybody else kind of got a little bit, okay, work up, work up, work up. So, and I get that they definitely wanted to be on top right away, but I think that they went a little bit too fast on some of the stuff that they needed to get through. And advice, I think as the years, I think they finally realized as time went on that you can't just get in a Monster Jam truck and go. You've got to respect the truck. If you do not respect the truck's going to run all over you. The truck's going to go anywhere it wants to. And I think as time went on, they definitely were more receptive. At first, I think they were like, oh, yeah, no problem. We're going to do this. We're going to be the best. We're going to go out there and hang with Adam Anderson and all them. And then all of a sudden, they kind of, second year came around. They're like, well, let's do a little bit of listening and see what these boys, they kind of know what's going on. So it's definitely been a lot better. That's for sure.
Well, and I mean, they both, yeah, wow, so I can't speak. They both definitely came a long ways over the last couple of years. And, this year, Diesel Dave getting his own, it's kind of cool to watch. And that dude is a riot.
I love that guy.
Being teamed up with Howie, I mean, you want to talk about the backwoods brotherhood from hell. Good Lord.
Yeah. I love Howie. Howie's been with me almost my whole. Yep. They are the best.
Yeah,
Howie's been with me almost, sorry. He's been with me for he started with me with Howie started with me with Doomsday. So it was really nice to see Howie, because when I went to FS1 Cletus and when I went to Zombie, I didn't have Howie anymore. I had Daniel Crawford, which is one of the best crew chiefs in the business. But absolutely. Howie was so great to have Howie back this year with our team and have him back. And it's just something I can relate to. We work good together, made the truck work better, made everything just so much better. When you have somebody you can trust turning wrenches, it makes all the difference in the world. That's 100% the truth.
Well, and what's so cool about Howie Dalton that we're talking about is anybody that doesn't know who he is, he's a guy that crewed for Alex Blackwell for 9 years and then kind of started bouncing around. And I don't care what anybody says, truly one of the smartest, most intelligent mechanics there is. I mean, this guy has an IHRA background. I mean, this dude can tune a motor like nobody's business. And like I said, backwoods, West Virginia or Virginia or wherever the hell sticks he lives in. But, sounds like you're talking to a guy off a hee-haw, but oh my God, does that guy know what he's talking about?
Yep.
But,
it took me it took me like 2 years to realize how he had long hair like he has. I came into the trailer one day. If you guys don't know how he has super long hair in the back, short hair in the front, he's got a mullet. He's got a mullet pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
and he
Extra
actually
long.
donates his hair every year. Yeah, but it's extra long mullet, and he donates his hair every year, which is I totally respect the guy for. That is so awesome. But it actually took me 2 years before I even realized. I walked into the trailer and I was like, "Who is that guy?" And he had took his hat off and had his hair down for the first time, and it blew me away. Good old country boy.
Don't you talk about my hair. Well, I'm sure we got a lot of people who got questions for you. So, but hang on, God dang it, I've totally just
Yeah.
got enamored talking to you. I forgot something. So we do have something on here every time, and God damn it, I've totally screwed this up. But we have our clip from Christopher Allen, who knows everything about our guest, and normally we play it first, and I screwed this up because I'm new. Mason, let's see what Christopher has to say.
Okay.
Hi, Monster Truck fans. This is Christopher Allen, your faithful Monster Truck guru, returning once again for another episode of Monster Truck Fact of the Week. This rendition is about the second generation superstar, Colt Stevens. Colt has a recognizable surname in the sport, as his father is Scott Stevens, who created King Crunch in the sport's early days. Colt would travel to shows with his father every chance he could as a youngster, ensuring that his future lay in the sport his father had pioneered. Colt would start wrenching on King Crunch in 2013, albeit with a different owner, before getting the chance to join Monster Jam competition as a driver the very next year. After 2 years of being the master driver of Doomsday, Colt drove the fan-created and wildly popular Zombie. Currently, Colt drives the Diesel Brothers' first foray into Monster Jam, Bro Dozer, when Heavy D, the truck's co-creator, is unavailable. Colt's fact is that his lone appearance in the Double Down Showdown at the Monster Jam World Finals to date was a memorable one. Driving NEA, or New Earth Authority, Colt made it all the way to the finals in his debut appearance at the event, no less, before losing to Cody Saucier and Monster Energy. Despite the loss, Colt proved that he has the talent to back up his famous name. And that's this episode of Monster Truck Fact of the Week, fans. Please like Monster Truckin' with Jim and Chris on Facebook and Instagram for loads of superb Monster Truck Show content. Please like this page for new episodes. Feel free to check out the Monster Truck Hall of Fame Museum in Auburn, Indiana. And, of course, Monster Trucks Forever.
That's awesome.
See, you didn't even mention you drove NEA at the final. So see, that's a good thing we brought him on. We left out an important detail.
Yeah, that 1 year. I think that's when everybody that, most people that were kind of thinking it, that I drove Doomsday, that's when they figured it out when they put me in NEA.
Well, like normally we play that a little sooner in the show, but I took Monday off and apparently I missed one episode and my brain just goes to shit and I can't remember how we do this thing. So totally screwed. Yeah. All right. So what do we do next, Mason? I forget.
I think this is the part in the show where we go to fan questions. Pretty sure.
All right, you do that. I'm going to sit in the corner and cry.
It's all right, buddy. I got you. We'll go ahead and start off with Gabriel Lee's comment right here. And he's asking you, if you were given the opportunity, would you come back to drive King Crunch?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, King Crunch is, a big name for me. I would absolutely, in a heartbeat, take the seat of King Crunch again. We've dreamed of it, and hopefully one day it might actually happen.
Never know. Pulling down on a few questions here, and still on the subject on the old days. We have one from Christian Bialik, and he's asking, what is your favorite memory with your dad at a show?
Honestly, I don't have that many memories or a favorite memory at a show. The best experiences and the best memories came from going from show to show. We honestly had the best stories of going down the road, in the old cab over, no AC, stopping, getting stopped at way stations, me waving out the window, cops, my dad being handcuffed to the car because he didn't have his log books right at the time. And I'm like, oh man, what are we going to do? I can't drive this thing. Those are the best memories I have, honestly, is just going from, all over the country, in the semi. It's not one event specifically. It's just all of them, those are the best memories we have. We had a lot of fun, actually, if I had to mention one, it would have to be a time we stole some golf carts at one of the venues. Where I was probably about maybe 8 or 9. We had the golf cart. We found the keys in, and we went out and took the golf cart out to the track, and we had we had a blast. Golf cart was never the same, but we had a blast.
You know what? That's just piss poor planning. If you don't want them stolen, take the keys to a locked room.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure he got in big trouble for that one.
Yeah, if they leave the keys in them, they're just asking for them to be used. That's all I'm going to get at.
Fair game.
Yep.
Fair game.
Yep. You're only doing it to yourselves, buildings. That's all I can say.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, a long time ago since I've done that too.
Yeah, sure.
We got one from Christopher Allen right here, and he's wondering, other than your dad, who is your favorite legend from the old school days?
Good question.
Favorite driver is a lot of people, Gary Porter. Straight, hands down, one of the nicest guys around. Always fun to talk to. Back to the country accent. Gary Porter was always good to me on the road, 100%. But favorite truck was actually Equalizer with the Custer trucks. That first coilover truck,
the old red,
was just so awesome to me. Yep, that was actually my favorite truck. I didn't tell my dad for a long time, but that Equalizer truck used to spank some people, man, and I love that thing.
Yeah. Old David Morris.
Speaking of older names, we have one from Alan Manriquez with something I didn't know here. But he was saying, what role did Mike Wales play in your career? I believe you talked about this on your Facebook fan page once.
I did, actually. So Mike Wells, besides getting in trouble, I used Mike Wells. So I got a funny story for you if you got time for it here. So we were in Denver. My dad had actually started driving a truck called Tetra Fire, and Pablo Huffaker was there in the Gravedigger, and I was, probably about 13 or 14. Not old enough to be driving, but Dad had a rental car. And I gave Tina Huffaker a ride up to meet Pablo. We were in Denver, and I gave her a ride up the tunnel to go see Pablo. And as I was backing out, Pablo's crew guy had rolled the tire backwards, and I didn't know. And so I backed up, kind of kicked the steering wheel to the right, and I backed that rental car right into that, 66-inch tall tire and just crushed the front fender. And at the time, my dad was actually driving for the company as well. And Mike Wells came out there, and golly, did he let me have it. He let me have so bad. It was not even like, I don't even think I still don't have any butt left from that butt chewing I got from him. But go on to my future to answer this question. So we're at a show, and I'm 2013, actually. Christopher he reminded me in that video he shared. But 2013, I was with David. I was crewing again. I was just trying to get my foot in the door any way I could, and what better way than go with my dad's old truck. And I kept seeing Mike Wells, but I always avoided him. I was like, I'm not going close to him. I'm not even going to talk to him because I know he's probably going to chew my butt again for that rental car in Denver 10 years ago. But you know what? He came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I hear you're trying to get a job, with us." And I was like, "Yeah." And then at the time, I was ready to crew. I was ready to do whatever it took just to get my foot in the door. And he asked me if I had a passport, and I said, "Yes, sir." And he actually, I think he was interviewing me to actually become a crew guy. And I'm glad that it didn't actually go that way. But at the time, he kind of got to talking to me, and then and he still at the end of this conversation though, he still goes, "You remember that time we were in? I don't remember where we were, and you wrecked that rental car?" And I was like, "Oh man!" But he was good. I think he actually went back and is a very big pinnacle. I think I was very polite to him, and I kind of proved that I don't wreck rental cars anymore, and. It was good. I think he definitely was a stepping stone and from me getting a ride at Monster Jam for sure. He was a great guy. He was a great guy. He just
don't wreck his
rental cars.
It's just amazing how many people can point the start of their careers back to him.
Yep, absolutely. Mike Wells, Bill Easterly, and Keith Speller, the big guys that I've got me going where I'm going. And also Charlie Mancuso. Can't forget about him.
Yep.
What else? Thank them enough.
Well, we have one from Melvin Perry here, and he's talking about the best truck setup you've ever driven. Luckily, this is not about rental cars. So maybe we have some better stories with your trucks you've driven over the years.
Definitely C70. I think Brodozer is 1C104, something like that. So it's a few chassis back, but C70, which was my Doomsday FS1. It wasn't awesome in Doomsday because I was learning. I was still getting a feel of. I could see how the truck reacted, and I could make adjustments. But this first time, I could feel a truck and communicate with the crew chief on what I was feeling to what the truck was doing. I watched a lot of videos. And finally, where were we? We were World Finals the year I did NEA and got with Josh at JGR, and he got the shocks dialed in. And after that, and I've ran a top and a bottom accumulator. If you notice, most of trucks now, company trucks are all top accumulators. But at that time, I was running a top and a bottom, and I'm telling you, I could not go big enough. I could just bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's kind of what I love doing. And that truck would soak up everything, and I could just hammer down. Never lost anything, never hurt me, never. That truck worked so good. Then I had Howie on it. Howie got it all dialed in. Sucker was running hot, nice and lean. Man, it was fast. And so C70 and that top and bottom accumulator setup, definitely hands down my favorite.
Lean is mean, fat is your friend.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Here's a good one from Frank Patelli, kind of following up on your Doomsday career here. He's wondering, what did it feel like when you had to give up your secret identity as the Doomsday driver?
It was awesome. I was super excited. I was so excited. Like I said before earlier, I botched the backflip so bad it almost made me forget what I was even doing. But yeah, being able to come out, because actually, I'll tell you a funny story about that. My last show for Doomsday was supposed to be Glendale, which was the week before, but I went out and won. And they were like, "Well, we can't just have Doomsday go out and win, and nobody knows who the thing is. So we're gonna have you drive again in St. Louis." So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So it actually ended up being like an awesome deal. Got to drive Doomsday one last time, and go for. I kind of wish I would have got out in Glendale just because winning freestyle and all that would have been icing on the cake. Didn't do so hot in St. Louis, but being able to come out and tell everybody that I was Doomsday driver was way awesome, and I was super pumped to finally do it.
They know me. They know who I am.
That's right.
Got one from Chad Reed, following back up with mentioning Pablo earlier. He's mentioning, why have you and Pablo maybe not built a truck for you and you both go make it happen?
Well, it might still happen. We talk about it. We talk about it all the time. Pablo's right down the street from me. He's literally maybe 5 miles from work. So, we might have a chassis coming out of there. I don't know. We talk about it.
God, that would be horrible.
Not in our cards right now.
That would be horrible to have to run one of his trucks. Jeez, truck that runs really good, works really good, looks really good.
Yeah, it just I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah.
But it might. You stay tuned. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's still a lot of life to live. Still a lot of life to live.
Well, when that happens, do we get the executive rights to you to come back on here and announce it first?
Yeah, sure. If it does happen, you got it.
Whew, exclusive right here.
We made it.
That's right.
We also have a few fans. Could you talk earlier on in the podcast about you talked on doing rock crawlers? We have one from William Carroll Arnold asking, you mentioned building rock crawlers earlier. What are some of your favorite trails to crawl over?
We don't have a lot of trails out here, and honestly, I haven't been rock crawling that much. I build them for customers, and they take them. Dad will take the semi and go to Moab. They go to Moab quite a bit, up to Colorado, Ouray, Colorado. They go up there quite a bit and rock crawl. But to be 100% honest with you, I get to build them. I'm building them for other people, though. I haven't actually got to go play too much. I'm too busy build the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So I would have to say from what I've heard, though, Ouray, Colorado, and then, of course, Moab. Everybody knows Moab is a rock crawl place. But the pictures I've seen, Ouray, Colorado seems just awesome.
Seems too sketchy for me. I just, for one, I don't have the patience.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're cool, and then you're right. You got to be patient, and it is sketchy, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fast-paced, wide-open kind of guy, and I don't know if I would really enjoy rock crawling a whole bunch. I think it would be a fun pastime, but I don't think I could make it a full-time kind of deal. You know what I mean?
I think it'd be cool to go watch. I mean, like I watched it on TV, and it's kind of cool to watch for a minute. But yeah, I mean, like for me, if I was going to go out front and start building something, I want to go build me a mudslinger. I don't, I want to. Yeah, just like I said, rock crawling. I just don't have the attention span for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely on mudslinging
exactly
stuff.
What you mean.
I've been watching this one team, the Brooklyn Race team. They're out of they've been doing a lot of shows in Florida, and I've been watching a lot of those videos with my buddies, and they actually tear them up, and they only use two-wheel drive on their bogs. It's actually kind of cool watching all that happen.
Well, but see, I'm more of
Rooster tails for days, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm more into the old mud bogging, the old 3-4 foot mud pit. You got an old mid-70s full frame, full body truck with a set of 38s or 40, 42s, 44s with a big block, and you get in a hole and you churn your way through it. I don't want to blast across it at 160 miles an hour. I don't want a tractor tire. I want to bog and dig and crawl.
Yep. The good old days stuff.
Yep. What else you got there, Mason? Got a couple more?
Yep, we have one from Scott Bryant also following up on what you talked about earlier. He's wondering, how thick of steel can your table cut?
I can cut 1/2 inch, and I can sever 5/8. I can clean cut half and sever 5/8.
Well, there you go. If somebody named Scott Bryant comes and orders some stuff from you, we get a cut.
Bring it on. All right, bring it on. I'll give you 2 pennies each.
Woo!
I'm good with that.
That's twice as much as I made today.
All right. I'm going to hop to one question here before we go to our favorite question here. But my question to you to follow up with this, have you ever been to Anaheim?
Oh, my God.
Anaheim?
Yes.
Like maybe once or twice. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I've been there.
We're switching it up today.
3 times.
Okay. Because we are actually switching it up today, and it seems like Levi's absent. So his buddy Abraham Camacho came in, and he's wondering Hooters or JT Schmitz.
JT Smith all day. I love JT Smith's prime rib sandwich. So good. I actually look forward to the hotel and JT Smith's in Anaheim 100% every year.
Okay, you brought up the hotel. I will discuss the hotel. I would not discuss JT Smith's. I would not discuss Hooters. But Aries Breakfast has the best damn breakfast in the country at a hotel.
Yes. Agree. And the best
George,
beds. I
and
think
George
they're the
that
best
works there,
beds.
George that does all the cooking has been there for like 85 years, and he's like 40 years old, and the dude is the man.
Gosh, and it's so good. It's so much. Like you can get pancakes and eggs, and so good.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. That is, I think, it's my favorite stop.
Yeah. Anyway,
make some breakfast after this now.
I agree.
You just want sausage.
No, just waffles added in there. You can't just have.
Hello? Anybody there? Everybody leave?
No, I'm here.
Mason?
Y'all hear me?
Did I lag
I
out?
hear you. There you go,
Okay.
Mason. Now you're back.
Yep. I don't
All
know.
right.
Something about talking about sausages and it cut off my internet there for a second. I don't know what just happened, but go ahead and as we're kind of popping
I think
up
your
in the last
internet
10
automatically tried connecting to Sausage Fest.
That too. But anyways, what we like to ask our guests as we close out the show is, what is your favorite on-the-road story? This could be from back when you were with your dad or now that you were with Feld. Like, what's one story you love telling, like, anyone just to kind of pass time?
Man, there's a lot, but we have a lot of fun. Cameron was talking about earlier, Top Golf. You know, we were at Top Golf in Anaheim. It was a summer show, not Anaheim, in Glendale. It was a summer show, and it was like everybody was there. We all went to Top Golf. We had so much fun, so much joking. I ended up throwing the club out into the middle of the fairway there on accident. It was just wild. We had a video. We had a lot of fun. I mean, anytime I can be with, Adam, Bryce, Cameron. I mean, we always have a good time. You know, that's the best thing. The worst thing about COVID right now for me, besides not having Monster Jam, is missing all my Monster Jam fans, because we truly are friends. We actually have so much fun on the road, just hanging out together. You know, got Cameron busting my chops all day, every day, you know, but we laugh. You know, we have so much fun, and I really miss that. It's the whole atmosphere. It's the whole thing, you know. But if I had to think of one, I would have to say Glendale 2 years ago, Top Golf. If you look on my social media, you'll see the video of me throwing the club.
Well, and that's one of the things we actually try to really get across to people that are watching this that are not doing what we're doing is the shows are cool, the traveling's cool, but some of the best times ever just come sitting around a trailer after a show or hanging out in the pits after the show, just sitting around talking, not partying, not doing, but just sitting around, just everybody together, kind of in one group, just talking, having a good time. And that is one thing. As much as my days of being on the road are trying to come to an end, that's one thing that I just absolutely I could never live without forever.
Yeah, it's 100% right. The camaraderie between everybody is just so great. You know, everybody's, you know, hacking on everybody, but it's all in love, you know, and it's just it's a big family, 100% a big family.
Well, something new we've been doing for the past couple of weeks, but we've kind of hit and miss, but we're making sure we're bringing it back for you, is a gentleman by the name of David Too Tall Alford, correct?
Yep.
Well, we have a new segment on here called Too Tall's Movie Quote. And Too Tall is going to give us a quote from a movie, and you have to guess what movie it's from.
All right.
All right. What do you got, man?
Well, all I know is Carly was definitely unconscious every time we had sex.
Can I play it one more time?
I didn't hear it.
Okay, I'll play it one more time.
Well, all I know is Carly was definitely unconscious every time we had sex.
I can't hear it. It never came on.
You can't hear. God damn it! Play it again. I don't care. Mason, back yourself out and see if it'll come on, but play it for it again. Jesus Christ.
Well, all I know is Carly was definitely unconscious every time we had sex.
Is it working or no?
Cut out there.
Now, did we lose him?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I can't hear it.
Damn it. Oh, dang it.
It's too fast.
Speak-
I can't.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll have to work on it for the next time then.
What do you say?
He said, well, I definitely know Carly was unconscious every time we had sex.
Oh, I know which one that is, but I can't think of it. I don't know.
Come on.
Isn't that the? I don't know.
Talladega Nights.
What? Dang it.
Well, we'll have to work.
Because then we could have kept that and write another episode.
He'll do another one. God damn it.
I'm sure.
All right. Well, Mr. Colt Stevens, dude, it's been a pleasure having you on here. I'm so glad to see things are going good. And hopefully we will see you down the road soon. Please tell your dad I said hey, and hope he remembers my name, because it's awesome to know Scott Stevens knows my name. And
absolutely.
But if anybody wants to follow you, see what's going on with you, where can people go and check you out?
Just go to Colt Stevens 145 on Instagram or Facebook and give me a follow. And I pretty much post a story every day. So thanks for having me, you guys. You guys rock. It's been a while since I've done anything related to Monster Jam, and it's nice to have it going on again. So thanks for having me on. That was an awesome show.
All right, brother. Well, we will see you soon, and we appreciate it.
Yes, sir. See you guys. Put your ones up.
I don't know what that means.
Something like you can look up later.
Yeah. All right. Well, too tall. Great job. But I guess we're going to have to work on his timing of the clips and stuff, how to make it work and get it timed just right. But that was the last minute when he did it, about a half hour before we went on. So we'll have to work on all that. Other than that, great show. Thanks everybody for their questions. Mason, do I get to make my announcement now for Sunday's show?
Yeah.
No, you got sponsor stuff to do. Do your sponsor stuff.
Fine. Well, since we're still on the topic of unconscious and sex, we'd like to thank Spur Hot Sauce, the Florida hot sauce slingers, where the Southwest meets the Southeast in a clash of hot and tangy flavors. Next time you want to spice up your next meal, think of Spur Hot Sauce. Make sure to give me a like and contact on Facebook and or Instagram, and let us know we sent you. Top of that, we still have Monster Truckinator TV, the place to go on for Facebook and YouTube, all things monster trucks. I know they have some good old footage here, and I think this would go along great with the announcement we have to make for Sunday.
So do you want to play your footage, or do you want me to say it first?
I say you go ahead and announce it, and I'll just play the animation, and everybody can tune into our pages tomorrow morning for the full-on video.
So this Sunday, we've had a couple legends on here lately, and we have another one, and I'm really excited about this one. We have the original creator of the Taurus truck, Mr. Jack Willman.
See the thoughts of you that I've been kissing, screaming.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this one. One of the first guys to ever drive a monster truck over a bus. As we know from our previous episode, started out with Fred Schaefer and then came out with his own truck, Taurus. And was one of the innovators going to the light chassis tube frame 4-link with nitrogen shocks. So it ought to be a really cool one. That'll be Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. And so Mason, you got anything else?
Nope, I'll go ahead and let you take the floor again.
All right. Well, that concludes our broadcast. Woo, that includes, and forget the thing, and so we're done. And this congeals the spam stuff. Hit the button.
Oh, okay.
You're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, your